Okay, welcome back to Nature Preserve Life. Judy's off traveling right now, but I'm getting some little chores done around the house, and we just had another little emergency come up. One of the things about living out here is we have meters at every property, so on your shared well group, you can kind of each keep track of. The well administrator really comes around quarterly and does measurements, but takes the readings and calculates the proportional part of the electric bill that you're using. Anyway, I'm sure that's a fun little pain in the butt too to figure out, but anyway, especially since you don't have all the lots on this well group developed yet, so you have a couple static ones that only pay a small portion of the shared part for the animals and wildlife here for their watering trough, whatever. Anyway, we had a meter, looks like it seized up, and so did a neighbor on this well group. So we're digging them up and yanking them out and trying to see if we can get any of the gunk out that's causing problems for the meter to flow forward. Anyway, sometimes a little silt and dirt get inside of them from the dirty water, and these meters aren't too friendly about that. Anyway, I think they're only a few $100 to replace and get a new one. I'd rather not. I'd rather just pop this open, or the well administrator I know is taking these things apart and he's cleaned them up too. So may just run it over to him if I think it's a little too much for me to take on right now. Anyway, I'm going to swing around and show you what we got. So here's me and my handy shovel. This is where off the road here where our meter was. This is the water line, the white piece right here coming into the meter. And then it goes on down to the house, like an eighth of a mile away, trenched underneath. Anyway, I've dug it up pretty good. You can see the little shut off right there. I'm going to shut this off when I'm ready to pull it out. I've been doing quite a bit of digging now around it, so I think it's going to come out pretty easily if my strength and my wrench are good enough to pop these little fasteners here and over here. Got to take a big wrench and heave ho. I might just go grab a pipe and see if I can do anything there, but anyway, this is what the culvert, when you pull them out, looks like. That was sitting down over on top of the meter, and of course all the soil that I've been digging up that kind of covers it all. Anyway, let me get you a little more wide angle here. That might help. Anyway, culvert, a couple big piles of dirt, and my trusty shovel, like I say, can save the day. And this is what we got down in the hole. I would say it's about a good 3.5 feet maybe. Doesn't look like it's too much of a pain to get out, as long as, like I say, I got the muscle and leverage and all that to get it out of here. So anyway, Martine's over in the truck and some more tools if I needed them. I think I'm just going to cover this up for now. The rain's starting to get cold enough, almost like it feels like it's going to snow. I don't think I want to work in this weather right now like that, but maybe tomorrow I think there's some sunshine, so it'll be a little easier to get this work done. Okay, that's what the meter looks like when you pop it out, just so you get an idea of size. It's not a real big unit, not real heavy, so I'm happy about that, but gotta see how it comes apart and how you clean it. Never touched one of these before, but well, it was the first time for everything. Anyway, this is what I ended up pulling out. I loosened this guy first, which comes like that and tightens real good, and there's a little rubber gasket that goes right here. And hold on to this real tight so I don't lose it. Then of course the plastic pipe going down to the house, and I have to clean this and get some more plumber's putty or something for it, I think, when I get around putting this back together. Anyway, you can see the little shut-off valve here. Anyway, Martina's over in the truck waiting for me. Grab the tools, go back down to the shop and try to tear this open. Okay, here we go. Got it back down to the house and on the garage, doing a little tailgate operation here. I'll flip around. So, got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, half a dozen little screws out. Just took a number with a 9/16 ratchet. Fit just perfect. And you can just see this beautiful solid brass this thing's machined or cast out of anyway. All I did was take just a soft rubber mallet here and a nice little flathead screwdriver to get inside here, and now it's starting to come apart. And I just want to make note of which direction it is. The upstream is this way, downstream that way. So make sure I put this back on right. Yeah, I can see some of the dirt inside there. I'm gonna, I guess, take that to the kitchen or something and clean it out real good. Not sure how the rest of this comes apart. I'm sure there's more gunk inside there more. Wonder if this just pulls up. Or maybe this spins. Nope. Not that way anyway. Huh. Well, let me rinse it out. See what's going on. I might have to call the expert on this, but we'll see. Okay. I was able to pull gently, well, pretty forcefully actually, but wiggling it quite a bit on the edges here, able to pull this screen out. It's like a little screen on the inside there as the water flows in to try to keep big debris particles out. Anyway, once you get the screen yanked out, this piece, so, which is really 3 separate pieces, can come out. You gotta kind of wiggle and play with it to get it out. It's really in there kind of tight, but once you do, then there's a little floppy kind of like flywheel thing that's in the center that as the water comes through, it kind of does some sort of motion thing that then spins the shaft and then turns the little magnet down below. And of course that was all gummed up, but I wish I'd gotten video of that too. But I think I have a few still shots that I took. I will try to put them in here at this moment so you can kind of see what I had. Anyway, that's it for now. All I got to do is I greased up this with the food grade silicone grease, and then I just put those 6 bolts back on, and then we're done, other than hooking this back up to the out on the street. Okay, and here's it's a big test. Basically take a garden hose. There's some pressure now. I'm just gonna put it up like that. Okay, water's going through. See that? Needle is moving. This is working. Okay. Now I gotta head down to the, so I'm heading down to town to the hardware store. It looks like the little gasket washer that I need isn't something I have, a short one. I basically have one on, let me flip her. I have one for this side, but not one for the other side. So I gotta go find those little rubber washers that fit. Neighbor gave me ones that he thought was right, but apparently not. I was afraid I'd have to go down to lunch and make a fast trip. So here we go. Let's go get one. Okay, back from the hardware store. Didn't have an exact match, but the closest I could come to was this solution. Here's what I needed: 1/8 of an inch thick, 1.5 inches outer diameter, and about 1 inch inner diameter, maybe 15/16. Anyway, this is the closest they had, which 2 1/4 outer diameter, 1 inch inner, and 1/8 thick, 1/8 inch thick. So what I can do, of course, is lay these together, line them real good. Definitely looks like it's off by that 1/16 of an inch or something, a 32nd on each side. Anyway, I should be able to line it up, take an X-Acto knife and just real carefully cut around here and make this the same size, other than the little 1/16 of an inch off on the inner diameter. But that's can get a solution that I can hopefully get done before the end of the day. I wish I had the exact size, but oh well. It's like I can order on Amazon and wait a week. Okay guys, sorry for the wind noise, forgot the mic, but anyway, I got the little meter up here, hooked it back up, opened the water up, and is holding. No sign of any leaks upstream or downstream. So I'm like using a little hand digger from like a garden digger to just kind of, place rocks underneath this to support it, and then pack some soil in real carefully before I start taking the shovel and putting the big scoops in. But I still have some more on the far side there I'll show you. You can see how I got this side packed in through here. I'm going to go down and do this side now, and then I'll try to level it pretty good and pack it good before putting the culvert piece back over this carefully, and pack the soil around the outside of the culvert, and then use some of the spare styrofoam, those packing material. Thank you, Amazon. I guess it was an eBay order, but anyway, styrofoam's a great insulator because it's still kind of winter time here. Anyway, I'm gonna jump back in this hole. Wasn't that a movie in the 90s, I think? Holes, Sigourney Weaver, and a great cast of some wonderful young talent too that was imprisoned digging holes, as I recall. Anyway, I'm back in the hole, feet down here. They'll be moving over to the other side here shortly. Okay, I'm racing against the clock. It's gonna get dark here. You can kind of see the warm glow of the sunset behind me. Anyway, I'm, like I say, scrambling. I got this little culvert back in place. I took some of that spare spare styrofoam and the plastic bag, piled it up in here. We will be getting a few days of some nice cold weather. It'll be nice and freezing for a few nights. Below freezing quite a ways, at least, I think 10 to 15 degrees maybe. Anyway, I got to get this packed in, putting the soil around here from these piles that I had here earlier. Anyway, that's a better wide angle view. I'm just hand shoveling this back. Gonna start getting down there and compressing it, and then call it a night. I hate doing this on a work night, so Monday night sucks. Okay. Anyway, when I get back down to the house, I'll test the water out some more too, now that we got pressure coming down to the big reserve tank, which is like 1,500 gallons or so, near the main booster culvert we have down by the house.